Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about very interesting topic, that is conflict. All entrance examination, right, in M.Phil clinical psychology, in UGC NET, GRF psychology, as well as in MA M.sc psychology entrance, you can find up to 2 questions from this particular topic, right? So in psychology there are various type of conflict, but today in this video we are going to talk about conflict and their relationship with the emotion, how conflict affect our emotions. So as I told, there are various definition of conflict in psychology. When we study social psychology, in that section we study that if there are antagonistic views, suppose that I hold antagonistic view in comparison of you, so we can say there are conflict between us. But in this topic we are talking about those kind of conflict that we develop just because of two antagonistic view of self. So there are two thoughts in me and both the thought is antagonistic, right? So these are the conflict, these are the topic for today's video, and these kind of conflict play a major role in our emotions. So in the beginning I just want to talk about sources of conflict, then we will talk about the type of conflict. So there are 3 sources of conflict, right? If you want to understand the conflict, right, so you need to understand the source of conflict. So there are 3 sources of conflict. The first is economical conflict, the second one is we can say philosophical or moral conflict, and third one is power conflict. So let's begin with the economical conflict. So economical conflict means each and every individual have limited resource. Resource means money. I have limited money, you have limited money, even Ambani hold limited money, and that particular individual want to maximize their satisfaction in the limited resource or limited money. Suppose that if I want to buy 3 electronics this month for me, but I cannot buy all those just because I have limited money, my salary is limited, right? So I will choose those gadget or those electronics at the beginning that will maximize my satisfaction. So maybe individual's salary could be less than 10,000 and more than 1 lakh could be possible, but if any individual's salary is less than 10,000, they also face conflict, and if individual's salary is more than 1 crore per month, they can also face conflict, right? They cannot buy all those things, all those resources that they want, but they can purchase few things, right? Suppose we can take an example. Ambani also face conflict, economical conflict, because they also want to start business in all the country of our world, but they cannot start businesses in each and every country, right? So they just try to find those country, right, that is good for the business, right, and they start their business right in that particular country. So each and every individual face conflict, economical conflict. We can take another example that will be more easier to understand. I have 1000 rupees and I just want to buy 2 books. Each book cost 890 rupees, right? So I cannot buy both the book, so I will choose only one. So at that time I'm in conflict. Either I can choose book A or I can choose book B. I cannot purchase both of the book, right? So this is economical conflict. Second one is moral or philosophical conflict. So sometime you can find thought in you that is against your morality, right? Sometime we try to do some specific kind of thing that is against our morality, right? So that is related to moral or philosophical conflict. And at the end we can talk about power conflict. Power conflict simply means each and every individual, want to, right, influence more and more people all the time, right? If you are able to influence 10 people, you try to influence 15. If any politician will be able to, influence 1000 people, they will try to influence 1500, right? When you post or when you, share, your photograph on social media, you just try to influence more and more people, right? If in previous, right, post, if you got 100 likes, you just want, more than that, right? So that is power conflict. We always try to influence more and more people, right? So this is power conflict. So there are three sources of conflict. First one is economical conflict, the second one is philosophical or moral conflict, and third one is power conflict. Now we can talk about type of conflict, right? So there are four different type. First type is approach conflict, right? And this particular type of conflict affect our emotion. Approach conflict means if you have two positive goals, if you want to accumulate both of them, but it is not possible, you can choose one. Suppose that you want to buy two dress, but you don't have sufficient money to buy both of them. So you need to choose one. But if you like that particular dress, if you want to buy both of them, then you can say that is approach conflict. Means you want both the dresses. You want to achieve both the goal, but it is not possible. This is approach conflict. Second type of conflict is avoidance conflict. Avoidance conflict simply means when you have two negative goals. That means you don't want to, accumulate anyone, but now this is compulsion to choose one. That is avoidance conflict. Suppose that you just want to go with your friend for the party, but your father suggested you to go with your mom for shopping, or come with me. That means go with your father for the office. So basically this is avoidance conflict. You don't want to go with your father, you don't want to go with your mom, you just want to go with your friends, but you have only two options. You can choose mom or you can choose father. So that is avoidance conflict, right? And the third type of conflict is approach avoidance conflict. That means there are one single goal, and that particular goal contain few positive characteristics and few negative characteristics, right? So if you will choose that particular right goal, you will get few negative and few positive. You cannot escape, right, negative characteristics. Suppose that if you like a car, if you want to purchase a car, so in that particular car there are few positive feature. At the same time, right, salesman suggested you few negative features. So now you have conflict. You just want to purchase that particular car just because of their positive features. At the same time, right, you just want to ignore, or you don't want to purchase that car just because of few negative features. So if you want to accumulate positive feature, you cannot ignore negative, right? So negative and positive characteristics, right, will be there at the same time. So that is approach avoidance conflict. So there will be dilemma, right? You are there to purchase a car, but at the same time, right, you are looking, at the, negative characteristics, and you just want to ignore that particular car. You don't want to buy that particular car, but at the same time, right, just because of few positive characteristics or feature, you just want to own that particular car. So this is approach avoidance conflict. And at the end, the fourth type of conflict is double approach avoidance conflict, right? This is the extension of approach avoidance conflict, right? But there are two goals, right? In approach avoidance conflict, there was one goal. In double approach avoidance conflict, and sometime we can say multiple approach avoidance conflict, right? That means there are more than one goal, each and every goal contain few positive and few negative features. Let's take an example. Suppose that I am in a showroom. I just want to buy a car and I selected two cars. So now, in my list there are two cars. In car A, there are good engine but bad security feature is there, right? And in car B, there are good security feature but bad engine. So this is double approach avoidance conflict, because if I purchase car A, there are conflict, there are few positive and negative characteristics, and if I go with car B, there are also few negative and few positive characteristics, right? So all these conflict affect our emotion. So when we develop these kind of conflict, we can see the clear impact on our emotion, right? So these conflict could be a source of our emotion. So sometime individual develop frustration, sometime individual develop anxiety just because of these conflict. So in this video, I explained there are three different source of conflict. The first one is economical, second one is philosophical or moral conflict, and third one is power conflict. And there are four different type of conflict. The first one is approach conflict. That means there are two positive goal, you want to accumulate both of them, but you can choose only one. The second one is avoidance conflict. That means there are two negative goal, you don't want to accumulate anyone, but now this is compulsion to choose one. The third one is approach avoidance conflict. That means there are a single goal but with positive as well as negative characteristics, right? And the fourth one is double, or we can say multiple approach avoidance conflict. That only means there are more than one goal and each and every goal contain few positive and few negative characteristics. That's why you develop conflict. So if you have query related to this particular topic, right, let me know in the comment box. And if you have any suggestion, right, if you have any doubt, you can message me at the same platform. Fine. Bye.